1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The president has appealed to the nation to forge unity to meet the challenge of coronavirus. The Special Assistant on Information says the federal and the provincial governments are working devotedly to protect the people from coronavirus. The government has established fully equipped isolation wards at 35 hospitals in the country to combat coronavirus pandemic. Pakistan has urged India to lift the blockade in occupied Jammu and Kashmir in view of the coronavirus outbreak. Pakistani scientist Mohammad Arif Gohir has been elected as the chair of the consultative group of experts of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. China has achieved a major milestone in its battle against coronavirus pandemic as the country today recorded 0 domestic coronavirus infections. And now the news in detail. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, has once again appealed to the nation to unite to meet the challenge of coronavirus. In a tweet today, he said, "We must forget all our differences and start helping the people, as in this war, everything else is secondary and it needs to be fought by every family in every home." The President urged all the politicians to set aside the differences and the ulama to use their vast human resources and goodwill to spread the message of care. He also urged all the media houses to give more time in creating awareness about the disease. He asked all the chief ministers and the governors to ensure administrative efficiency in the respective provinces and for helping the general public. The Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashik Awan, has said the federal and the provincial governments and relevant institutions are working devotedly to protect the people from coronavirus. In a series of tweets today, she said the federal government is fully cognizant of its responsibilities to meet the challenge. Firdaus Ashik Awan said the people should follow the precautionary measures with courage and prudency and avoid going to the gatherings and handshakes. The Minister for Railways, Sheikh Rashid Ahmed, says the government has decided to close down 12 trains from Sunday amid fear of coronavirus spread. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad this evening, he said 20 more trains will be closed from the 1st of next month as a precautionary measure against the global pandemic. Sheikh Rashid Ahmed said the government has completed all the arrangements for reducing the rush of passengers and improved cleanliness at Rawalpindi, Peshawar, Lahore and Karachi railway stations. The minister said screening of all the passengers is also being ensured at the railway stations. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Social Protection and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Sania Nishtar, says fully equipped isolation wards have been established at 35 hospitals across the country to combat the coronavirus. Speaking in a special program of Radio Pakistan in Islamabad today, she said research is in progress to prepare a vaccine against coronavirus. The Special Assistant stressed the need to maintain cleanliness and wash hands with intervals to win the war against corona. The government has suspended training program for intending Hajj pilgrims as part of a preventive measure against the spread of coronavirus. In a statement today, the Minister for Religious Affairs and Interfaith Harmony, Dr. Noorul Haq Qadri, said the decision has been taken following a ban on gatherings in the wake of coronavirus outbreak in the country. He said arrangements for Hajj 2020 are underway as per routine, and the government is in contact with Saudi government in this regard. The Chairman Council of Islamic Ideology, Dr. Qibla Ayaz, has advised feeble and aged persons to avoid going to mosques and prefer offering prayers at home. In a video message, he urged the ulama to abolish Urdu sermon and shorten Arabic sermon in Friday prayers. He also advised the people to offer sunnah at home. This is Radio Pakistan. The government has prepared uniform syllabus from Class 1 to Class 5 in line with Prime Minister Imran Khan's vision to enforce uniform curriculum in the country. This was informed during a meeting on enforcement of common syllabus held in Islamabad today with the Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair. The development is a step forward to accomplish Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government's promise to enforce uniform syllabus across the country. Pakistan has urged the Indian government to lift the blockade in occupied Jammu and Kashmir in view of the outbreak of coronavirus. In a statement at the weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, the Foreign Office spokesperson Aisha Farooqi stressed that lifting of restrictions is important to obtain full information of the infected people and ensure the provision of essential items and medical supplies to the people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The spokesperson condemned the inhumane and brutal repression of the people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir by the Indian security forces. Regarding the coronavirus, the spokesperson said a series of measures have been taken by the Pakistani authorities to prevent and contain its spread. Pakistan has completely sealed the Wagah border with India to prevent the spread of coronavirus. According to the notification issued today, the border has initially been sealed for a period of 2 weeks. It said the decision is in the interest of both the countries. South Korea is donating $200,000 American to help Pakistan respond to the worst locust infestation in more than 2 decades. The contribution will be channeled through the United Nations World Food Programme and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and directed towards supporting small farmers who are at risk of food shortage, the most due to the crisis. Pakistani scientist Mohammad Arif Gohir has been elected as the chair of the consultative group of experts of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This is another proud moment for Pakistan after receiving huge admiration and praise at the Global Fora for effective climate change mitigation and adaptation measures. Arif Gohir has wide experience of research on climate change, agriculture and food security issues, besides having a vast expertise in the preparation of greenhouse gas inventories. In occupied Kashmir, the illegally detained chairman Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front Mohammad Yassin Malik has announced to go on a hunger strike till death from the 1st of next month against the authoritarian attitude of India. In a statement released by Yassin Malik's family in Srinagar today, the JKLF chairman said the cases against him are politically motivated. Mohammad Yassin Malik said he has every legal right to be presented physically before the court, but the judge and the Central Bureau of Investigation at the behest of Indian government did not allow it. He said he was presented through a video link where he was neither able to hear the arguments of lawyers nor was allowed to speak. The Azad Jammu and Kashmir government has set up quarantine centers and isolation wards in all the districts of the state to meet any situation arising out of coronavirus. A meeting of the AJK State Coordination Committee chaired by the Health Minister, Dr. Najib Naki, reviewed arrangements and precautionary measures for the prevention of coronavirus in the state. The meeting decided to further strengthen the checking system at the entry points to the state. China has achieved a major milestone in its battle against the coronavirus pandemic as the country today recorded 0 domestic coronavirus infections for the first time since the outbreak. However, a spike in imported cases has threatened its progress as it reported 34 new cases among people who recently returned to China. Kazakhstan today locked down its capital Nur-Sultan and the biggest city Almaty in a bid to contain the spread of coronavirus to other parts of the country. The authorities asked the local residents not to leave their homes unless necessary, warning that those who disobey the quarantine rules would be fined or given a 15-day jail term. And finally, the weather. Isolated rain thunderstorm with gusty winds is expected in North Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad and Upper Punjab during the next 12 hours. However, dry weather is expected to prevail elsewhere in the country. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.